In today's episode, Chef Kendra will show us how to make sous vide lamb chops 2 different ways, using the Anova Precision Oven and the Anova Precision Cooker, and our delicious Prairie Street Prime single-cut lamb chops.
Oh, that pink from top to bottom, it is perfection. Oh my God, it just melts in your mouth. Welcome to the Prairie Street Prime Culinary Kitchen. I'm your chef, Chef Kendra, and today I'm going to be working with Prairie Street Prime's amazing single cut lamb chops. But I'm not just, searing them and serving them, which you can do, and they're fabulous that way also, but I'm going to show you how to do sous vide 2 different ways. The first way will be a very traditional water circulator, and then the second way is this really exciting Anova precision oven. So we're actually gonna be able to sous vide right in that. But let's start off by talking about this fabulous meat first. You'll notice they don't actually fully French the bones, right? They leave some meat on there, which is great because it is like one of my favorite things to gnaw on. The other thing is that this lamb has this beautiful fat around it, and then there is some really nice fat marbled throughout the meat. So it just becomes this super succulent, never gamey, always earthy, always sweet, delicious meat. So I'm gonna prepare this a couple ways. The first way is going to be the sous vide in the water circulator bath. But I have to set up the vacuum seal in order to put them down in there. Now, a long time ago, not that long ago, but I showed you how to do the water displacement method, and you can absolutely do that at home. But this way, the vacuum seal is the surefire way to make sure that no water is getting in to that lamb, okay? So, when you get your vacuum sealer, all of them are a little bit different. Get one that's right for you. I like this guy right here. There are different size bags for different kinds of meat. So I'm just gonna take like a smaller medium size bag. When I cut it to size, right, because I know I want to fit my lamb chops in there, there are 2 open ends. But what do? Well, you gotta seal one end first. So this is plugged in. I'm just gonna lift it up, place it in here. Always give yourself about like an inch or so. I'm going to clamp it down, and I'm going to seal only. And when it's ready, it's gonna turn off. And it's off. Okay, so we have seal number 1. So it's a little bit warm to the touch, but I'm gonna do a double seal because I'm using a product that has a bone, and I don't want any chance of any water sneaking in there. So second seal it. Lock and load. Seal only. You don't want to vacuum yet because there's nothing to vacuum. Watch for my little light. Beautiful, done. Okay, so that comes off. See, about like a half of an inch. Perfect. Now, these are perfection in my humble opinion, so you don't have to do that much to them. Salt. The magic, I think, is in the sear. Pepper. Make sure you get the bones too, that's important. Give it a flip, okay. Salt. Great, and pepper. Beautiful, okay. Now, we have a bag because I sealed it. So I'm gonna take them and place them in. All right, so we're gonna put this in. Now I'm going to vacuum and then seal it. Clamp, vac and seal. Now you can really see it starting to suck it all out. Now it's sealing because it's quiet. And it's off, good. So I'm gonna do another double seal, but you can see vacuum sealed, lovely. All right, another seal, put in about a half inch down, that's fine. Lock, seal only, just take a moment. All right, done. All right, Let me get the sous vide bath and we'll get this in there. So my Anova sous vide circulator bath is all ready to go. I'm going to set it to 125, but first I want to show you this lamb again. And then this, when you order your Prairie Street Prime single cut lamb chops, they come in these beautiful 4-packs, and then they're wrapped in bone guards. So nothing's getting through to this. Super safe, super delicious. So let's talk about this Anova sous vide, the water circulator, right? Because we're doing it 2 different ways with this amazing brand. I want you to notice that I am using a specific Anova container, and the reason being is because this lid fits onto here perfectly. If I'm doing a longer cook, it's going to keep the water from evaporating out. I want everything to stay in there. The other thing that I love about this is there are 2 ways to use it. You can download an app. You can control it from when you're grocery shopping or out at the park or whatever you may be doing. Or you can control it manually. I like manually. I'm a little bit of a control freak. So let's get this set up to 125. Boop. And then I just hit start. Lid comes off, okay? Lamb goes in. I like to leave a little bit of that end out. The other thing is you wanna weigh this down. You just wanna make sure that it's going to stay in there. It probably is. Okay, that's fine. That ain't gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna put said rack over top just in case those plates decide to fly up, and it's also gonna help to keep the plastic up there. Okay, get this in. Now you can see this did go down in temperature. Why? Because I lifted the lid off. Another reason why you wanna keep that lid on. Okay, it's gonna come back up to 125, and it's gonna be done in like an hour. But again, I can go do my thing, come back, and if I'm back in a couple hours, it's fine. All right, let's set up the Anova Precision Oven. All right, so sous vide number 2, the incredible Anova Precision Oven. Now, I am going to be showing you the very basics of how to sous vide in this amazing machine. Couple of things, safety features. You should definitely read through the entire user manual for this. There's a lot of information on not just how to use it, but also where to help set it up in your house, okay? So you always wanna make sure that you're not stacking it onto other appliances, so you don't wanna put it on top of the stove. You wanna make sure that there's plenty of clearance for anything above it. So if it is underneath a cabinet, follow the directions on how much space you need because some steam will be releasing. For the water in the water chamber, highly, highly recommended, and it is in the user manual as well, to use distilled water. Again, because you're gonna be filling up this oven with steam. You don't want anything to get gunked up in the tubes and everything, okay? So just distilled water, way to go. All right, another thing is when you first get it, you actually have to kind of prime it. It'll give you the instructions on how to do that, but it is a very important step because it'll do its initial burn. There are multiple ways in which this guy heats up. There's the bottom burner, there's a top burner, and then there's a back burner. But before I get into the sous vide process with that, let me prep my lamb. That way we can just move right along. So I do just want to pat these dry, but look at how beautiful these are. Ugh. Okay, get these a little pat dry. Great. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Okay, now that that is all prepped, let's work through the Anova oven. So I'm going to actually use the rear heating unit. I'm going to switch over to the sous vide mode, and I'm going to adjust my temperature here. I'm gonna go down, same thing that we did, the perfect internal medium rare temp is 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll go down to that. So I'm gonna set it for an hour. That'll give me plenty of time to go out and do my thing, whatever I need to do. Okay, good. Then I'm gonna set my steam to 100%. Now I'm gonna hit start. So it is set to 125 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour. I don't have time to wait. I'm just gonna put it in right now. It's okay if it's in there for an extra few minutes as it's creeping up, not a problem, but I do wanna get the probe set. So you're gonna take your probe and you're gonna put it into the thickest part of your meat. Whoop, perfect. Take this down. I'm going to put this in. Just being careful not to touch anything. And you can see I have it on the third rack. All right. There we go. And we're ready. Let's check them out. Oh my gosh, they smell divine. I'm gonna take them out and actually just slide them right up here so I can take out the probe nice and safely. Perfect. We'll unattach this and close it up. Now, with sous vide, there's no carryover time, so you don't have to worry about letting these rest. But what I do want to do is to remove some of this moisture that's on top. So I'm just gonna transfer them over to a wire rack because I want a nice dry surface for when I sear. Okay, excellent. So here's one of the things I wanna say. Don't judge a book by its cover on this, okay? These may not look super sexy right now. They're a little gray, you might be a little weary about it. Don't worry, on the inside, this baby is cooked to perfection. So I'm just gonna give it a little pat dry. Okay, let's check out those other Anova sous vide circulator lamb chops. Lift up our lid, good. And now I can lift these right up and out. So let's take these out. Excellent. Great. Same thing as with the other ones. I just want to pat them dry because I want a nice dry meat, no excess moisture for doing my sear. I want that perfect browning. Okay, nothing else to do here but take them over to my skillet and sear them to perfection. We have finished the sous vide process and now we're going to go into the searing process. So they came out, no resting time needed, patted them dry. This, my friends, is a reverse sear where we cook it to perfection, nice and low, just to that perfect inner temperature of 125, and then we're gonna sear it. So I'm gonna do my first one and I'm gonna show you that perfect crust that I wanna get on the outside. I love that sizzle. Because there's a really nice amount of fat in here and it's also a good quality skillet, I don't have to oil this thing because enough fat is going to come out to help it to sear. Okay, I'm gonna go about 30 seconds on each side. So you wanna really be patient with this. You don't wanna just keep touching it, but you'll see I'm gonna use this fat to grease the rest of the pan. That is perfection right there, you guys. Now, let's get this fatty side. There we go. That is so nice. All right, so I'm gonna let this guy come over here and rest while I take care of the other ones. That looks so good. Oh my God, these are so great. Now we get to eat them. The moment that we have all been waiting for. I know that you are as excited for me to try this as I am. So I'm just gonna dig in. I wanted to try like 2 that are perfectly done, but they're all kind of perfectly done, so it doesn't matter which ones I take. Again, these are one of my most favorite products from Prairie Street Prime. I find the single chop lamb chops to just be so incredibly elegant and really simple, even if it is the sous vide preparation. This entire recipe was to just help you feel comfortable using a new kind of a method that's going to cook a product like this, a meat like this, a cut like this to absolute perfection. You start with the best meat, you add in one of our great methods that we're teaching you, and then you end with one of the best dishes. So here we go. I'm gonna go right for this top part here. Oh, that pink from top to bottom, seared from edge to edge. It is perfection. Oh my God. It just melts in your mouth. So simply prepared with just salt and pepper. That sous vide cooked perfectly to that 125 on the inside, no matter which one you use, whether it was the water circulator or the Anova precision oven. That searing at the end just sealed in all the flavors. The deal, my friends, is sealed. Let me show you what I'm talking about here with that perfect pink from top to bottom, from here to here. And then that sear right on the top, right on the bottom, nice crispy crust. Look at how it just falls apart. It's like silk, literally. Perfection. So if you want to try this recipe and more, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can catch all of our new recipes, all of our methods, all of our kitchen wisdom right here on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget, go over to prairiestreetprime.com to get your single cut lamb chops and give it a try. See you next time.
Subscribe to our channel now and set your notifications so you don't miss our latest recipes and chef-led tutorials. Then head over to prairiestreetprime.com to shop for your next big meal.